Good morning, everyone. Go ahead and set up for notes, and then when the starter class is, I'll put that video on. Great, starter class. So here comes the video. Remember, you're going to post today one unique thing that you can see from the video. Hey, he's putting something in water. We'll see if you can guess from earlier knowledge. Whatever you can find, big or small, put in that video, or put in that chat. And you might want to look up any second now, even if you're still typing, just to watch this one little bit right here. If we had the sound on, it would be completely loud. Okay, so go ahead, keep those chat things in. I'll give you another minute. All right, awesome. Chemical reaction because you saw fire. Yep, sodium, it is a group 1, which is very reactive with water, just like what I have right here. It's a sodium and a water reaction. He had a blue shirt. Yep, that's a color, physical property. Good, good. Yep, you guys are on the right track. That what actually happened was we produced hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is super flammable, so that's why you saw that flame up at the end. We also created and produced, so one of our other products is sodium hydroxide in solution. So we started off with 2 pure substances, and we ended up with a pure substance and a solution. Sodium hydroxide is a pure substance, but it's dissolved in that water that was left over. Yep, you got it. Now we're going to do Stoich, just like we've been doing when we did Stoich yesterday and the day before. This is just that next level. We are going to have a different path today. I gave you the balanced chemical reaction so that we could focus on the meat of the material. So we're going to start with 1.00 grams of sodium. So that's our known. And then we're going to calculate how much mass of hydrogen is produced. Go ahead, quickly put in the chat what mass is, what units are mass. Give you a couple seconds. Go ahead and hit enter. Yep, and we're going to go grams. So we're going from grams of sodium to grams of hydrogen gas. So let's go to the Jamboard and see what happens there. Okay. So we have 1.00 grams of sodium, so you're going to put that right above the number. And we have question mark grams of hydrogen. We now have our knowns and unknowns set up. Knowns are the ones with the values. Unknowns are the questions. So when we're over here, our known is the one, in this case, 1.00 grams. Of sodium, and our unknown in this case is question mark grams of H2. Write that down on your sheet protector every time so we don't get off track. We start with grams, we end with grams. Start with grams, so we're at Gram Island. We end with grams, so we're at Gram Island. Go ahead and post in the chat. What is the first thing we're going to do when we leave the Gram Island of sodium of our known? Okay, I'll give you 30 seconds. Okay, hit enter. Yep, we're going to go to moles. We're going to divide by molar mass. Both of those answers are absolutely right. We always go to moles first, and how do we get there? Dividing by molar mass. Our next thing is the line's already there. Don't try to skip this. People like to skip this and swim directly here. There's no line to swim to Gram Island. The only safe passage is if you stay on the course. Okay? So mole ratio is our second unit conversion. So now we're at this mole island, but we want to get to grams, so we got to go up, multiply by molar mass. So today's pathway is divide by molar mass, multiply by mole ratio, multiply by molar mass. So everything you're going to do today is going to follow that. Start with what you know. Rewrite that. 1.00 grams of sodium over 1. That's our starting place. How many conversions do we have? Let's go back and double check. Okay, we have how many arrows? 3 arrows. How many cheat codes do we have? 3. That means we have 3 fraction bars. Okay, so if we have 3 fraction bars, let's add them in now. Divide by molar mass, mole ratio, multiply by molar mass. Put your cheat codes right there so you don't get off the pathway when you're working. Divide by molar mass. Sodium's molar mass, 22.99, right off the periodic table. 22.99 grams in a mole. We're dividing, so we're dividing by 22.99. So 1 mole goes on the top. Mole ratio, unknown over known. My unknown, which one is that again? Yep, the one with the question mark. The one with the question mark has what moles? 1 mole's the H2, so that goes on the top. 1 mole's the H2. Go ahead and post in the chat. How many moles are in our unknown? How many moles are in our unknown? 15 seconds. And enter. Not 1.00, that's close, but that's grams. Remember, the mole ratio only cares about the chemical reaction, so that's 2 moles. Okay. So we're going from sodium and we're converting to hydrogen. And our last step, multiply by molar mass. A lot of people get confused here. Which molar mass is it? Well, let's go back to our mole island. When we're looking at our mole island, if we are on this side, we're using the known and we're using sodium. If we're on the right side, we've passed the mole ratio. So after you've passed the mole ratio, you're on the unknown side. So then you'd use H2. So in this case, we're going to use the molar mass of H2. 1 times 1, or 2, because there's 2 hydrogens, times 1.01. Got that from the periodic table. 2.02 grams in 1 mole. Great. We got it all laid out. Breath, and look again. What's our next thing? Let's get rid of some of these extras. If something's on the top and on the bottom, it can cancel. So we're left with grams of H2, grams of our unknown. That's what we want. Multiply across the top, 1 times 1 times 1 times 2.02. Multiply across the bottom, 1 times 22.99 times 2 times 1, 45.98. Divide the top by the bottom, or the numerator divided by the denominator. 3 sig figs, 0.0439 grams of H2. Leading zeros are not important. 1, 2, 3. We are successful. Did anybody have any questions? Right. Looks like there are no questions. So our exit slip today is, tell me, what is the ratio of sodium hydroxide to water? What is the ratio? Okay, what is the mole ratio? 2 to 2 or 1 to 1? Yep, both of those are correct. Okay, I'll stay on if anybody else has any specific questions. Otherwise, let me know if you have any questions through now or through email. Yep, have a great day.